Good morning guys, welcome to Mark Shrimp Tanks. Today I thought I'd take you along while I do some moving of orange eye blue tigers, because I have lots and lots of them and I know you guys love them as well. So the plan today was to move the shrimp into another tank to give them more space to make them breed more, because that's what I love doing. You'll see exactly how much I've taken out of this tank already. Honestly guys, I didn't think there were so many in this tank, and it's the kind of thing where you will always need to go back to a tank and keep on going back to it until you remove the very last shrimp in the tank. That's how it works, right? So the best way I do it is I feed the tank, wait till they all come to the front, use a net, scoop as much as I can out at one time, then forget about it for the next day, because there's always going to be shrimp somewhere in the tank that you don't see, right? So it's always better to do it over a couple of days. That big tank, for example, here that we have, it took me 3 weeks to get all of the shrimp out of it, right? And I'm still finding the odd tangerine tiger in this middle one. Right, so that's what we have planned for today. And I'm going to now show you the shrimp. We've already halfway done on a water change in this tank, so you'll see that as well. We're going to put more water in the tank. And then we're going to drip acclimate those shrimp into that tank as well. And of course, you will get to see more marker footage, some music if you like, that kind of thing. And remember guys as well, to look out for the special code word near the end of the video. I'm not going to explain what it is all the time, because I don't want people just looking for the code word. But if you know what it is, leave a comment in the comment section below. Okay, let's do this. Okay guys, so here's the tank the shrimp will be going into. Here is the tank that they are coming out of, right? So I've already taken at least 2 or 3 big scoops of shrimp out of this. And as you can see, maybe you can just see there's actually more shrimp on the food already, right? So this is a process you just keep on having to make consistently over and over, right? There's my giant net that I use. This one fits perfectly for this size of tank. Also means much less work. This tank is massive. It's like 25 centimeters across. Shrimp friendly. And let's have a look at how many shrimp I've taken out of this tank so far, because I think it's a decent amount. Look at that, isn't it a wonderful sight to see? There's easily 100 plus orange eye blue tigers in here, some of them royal blue tigers. You can see the odd clear one as well. What we'll do here guys as well is I'll actually give this a tiny little call before we move them, because I don't want to move the ones that are clear into this top tank up here. You can see I'm already filming some end footage for you guys. Right, so that is the goal. I don't want any clear ones going in here. Also, I've been doing 2 things at once here. I've also been removing any orange eye. I've also been removing any tangerine tiger babies that I still see in here. There's like very, very little now. Okay, so let's get onto this bottom part down here. Let me quickly put you down guys. Right, and let's get onto this. Hopefully you guys will be able to see something of this, because this is one of these things. The net is ginormous and it's a little bit hard to film. Right, so big massive net, shrimp safe as I said already. And what I always do guys is there's always a little lip in these nets here, you can see it. I don't like the shrimp going in this side because they can get stuck. Right, so turn it the other way. It's also a good idea if you wet the net beforehand so it doesn't float when you try and put it in the tank. I'm moving that bucket over just so you can actually see what I'm doing here. Right, so this tank isn't the perfect example of what to do here guys, by the way as well, because ideally you'd want to lift the net out of the water at an angle, right? So I'm at a very steep angle because there's a shelf right above this tank, right? But let's get our first little thing done here. I can go halfway down the tank. There's lots of babies still on the side. You can probably see there's like 10 or something already. Right, and get them into the net. Right, so what I do is I just lift backwards, forwards, lift backwards, forwards, lift backwards, forwards, lift backwards, forwards, and this gets most of the babies near the back of the net. Right, lift backwards, forwards, lift backwards, forwards. Right, and most of them are near the back. Right, so go down again because there's tons of them in the gravel still. Gently scrape the bottom. Scrape the buttocks, and there's actually quite a lot of adults still in this tank too. See them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's like 20, 30 babies there as well. Up, backwards, forwards, up, backwards, forwards. I have to do this just to make sure I get the shrimp to the back of the net before I lift them out, or they will swim out as I'm lifting the net. It's never it never ever really goes to plan, this, so it's just something you'll have to learn to do. Oi, get in there, get to the back, gentle persuasion. There's another one there, another big girl. The guys that are on the front do know what to go to the back. There's another one dropped, see it? Alright, I think I might be losing shrimp now instead of getting them in the net. So let's get this up here. Get in. And I'll hold that there just for a second to make sure there's none on the rim. As we go back over to our bucket here, lower it down, and then you turn the net inside out, guys. It's as simple as that, right? Turn the net inside out. And just dip it up and down. I don't like to force the shrimp out. I also don't like to touch them with my hands. Come on, out you go. Still the odd baby in there, I can see it. Come on, out you get. They love to cling on to the net, the little ones, right? So just check inside and outside. Make sure there's nothing on the net. And that is how we do it. Look how much is in here. Right, I would say we've probably got about 80% of the shrimp out of this tank. Let me just get you a little bit closer. We might actually get you in the bucket because this camera is waterproof. Maybe not all the way, but it gives you an idea of the amount of shrimp in this tank. And there's still quite a lot of shrimp in the tank as well. Right, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to drip acclimate these guys to the top tank. But what I'll do is, I might actually do this over the course of an hour because I'm actually still doing a water change on this top tank up here, right? So I might finish that water change first and then drip acclimate these shrimp, so that'll take probably an hour for the water to go back in. In the meantime, I'll keep on trying to catch more shrimp, and I'll probably show you that as well. One momento, guys. Alright guys, we are now going to try and see if we can get some of the clear, young, smaller ones out here as well, because it saves us like double the work if I can take some of them out now instead of later on. Now with this camera it might be a little bit hard for you guys to see what it is I'm actually doing, so I'm going to make sure this fella is on its waterproof mode. Let's press record. We'll stick you in the tank, in the tub. Be careful not to squish any shrimp, because these guys won't move out the way. Right, so you guys will rock a little bit here because there's air inside this camera that wants to float a wee bit. Right, so hopefully that has worked. We're going to use a little net here. You guys might not see anything at all, but I think this is quite a nice image here that'll be in the tank for you guys to look at. So what we're looking for in orange eye blue tigers is, of course, anything that is clear has to come out. Right, so these guys, when they're small, when they're clear, they don't tend to colour up at all. Right, so there's one, and these guys are going straight in the cull tub where there is no active soil, so they are more or less going into an inert environment, right? So it's not something that's going to mess with them dramatically. It's not like when we put shrimp into an active substrate soil where we have to drip acclimate them like we're going to do with these guys. It's not the same. Alright, so just keep on looking around. I can see quite a few, but it's going to be quite hard for me to get in amongst the pack here. So what I'm doing, guys, is I'm actually looking around the outside to see exactly if there is shrimp I can actually pull out. That'll be easy. Even if I get one or two out, it'll be better than absolutely nothing. Right, so a lot of you guys might not know this as well. Orange eye blue tigers do not breed true. Right, you'll get different types all the time in your mix. Now, when I say different types, I mean you will get ones that are clear, you will get ones that are rusty, you'll get ones that are like a tiger shrimp, and you'll get ones, in my case, that are all blue. These ones are called royal blue tigers. Right, so there's a lot of variation in this tub here, and what we're looking for, guys, is to remove the clearest ones. See there? Clearest into the cull tub. These guys can go and live their life in there. And probably when it gets warmer as well. If any of you guys want to come and visit me, if you live in Norway, you're more than welcome to come in and help yourself to my shrimp and my cull tub. Not the crayfish, but the actual culls in the tub itself. Alright, if you can't wait for that and you want to buy them, of course I'll have to charge you a fee for sending and all that kind of stuff. But it's never so that expensive. As an example, I'll sell 10, 15 shrimp out of that cull tub. Could range from crystals to royal blues, Taiwan bees, and you're more or less paying the cost of the box in the heat park, which will be 200-300 kroners, which is $20-30, right, which isn't too bad for the type of shrimp you're getting. Okay, we keep on looking. Is there any more? There always is more. I'm just simply going for the ones on the sides because it's easier for me to get. Like I can see like 2 or 3 down there that are quite clear. Where are they? Where are they? You know what we can do? We can turn around and we can try and get some more from this tank because I can see more of them. More of the larger ones have come to the front. Whoop. This will be a good chance for you to see the net going in again. But as I said, guys, this is something you just have to rinse and repeat over the course of a day. Get your net in there. I like to put it as far as I can to the back. Drag it along the side of the glass. You see how many shrimp are coming off the side of the glass there? There's so many babies in here. Baby, come on. Again. Lift a little bit. I like to be gentle with these guys because this one might come out first time. Maybe. There you go. Come on. There's a big one right on the edge. I don't want to keep on losing the big ones. Come on. Let me just quickly go back down again and see if we can get some more of these teeny ones. Because the teeny ones will be the ones that are a pain in the butt later on. Not the big ones. Come on, get in there, little teeny buggers. There's one right on the edge there. I hope it doesn't drip, fall down. No, it didn't. Right, so I'm just going to turn it that way so you can see the shrimp first before we release them. You see them in there? So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 adults and about 10 babies from that last scoop. And all I do is turn the net inside out. You will probably see it on the macro camera if it's still recording. The babies coming off the net, right? So this is what I do. I just like to dunk it up and down like this. Eventually the shrimp will get the message that they have to leave the net. Come on, get off. Come on, you little buggers. There's like one still stuck to it. This net is a shrimp safe net as well. It's not the type where the shrimp's legs go through it, so when they're like this, you see this little baby one here? Get off the net. Where are you? What you also have to watch for, guys, is that they flick. Right, so if you drop them on the floor, it can be a little bit difficult to get them back onto your net or whatever. Right, what I found is very good for doing it is a piece of tissue paper, or in Scotland we call it bog roll. Because the toilet paper, the bog roll, when you put it on a wet patch in the floor, especially, it's really good if you have a hard tiled floor. What happens is it absorbs the water and it makes the shrimp stick to it. That's not really a video on its own, but it's worth knowing. Right? We might do a 1 or 2 minute video of this one day for me to show you guys how to do that. Alright, let me see, is there any more in here? Just double check this net. Nothing, ingeting. Anything else in here? Anything else close? Oh, is that 1 or 2? Just take your time. It's good with orange eye blue tigers as well because they are blind. They are blind, so they don't react the same as the other shrimp would do. If this was a Sulawesi, I'd be struggling to catch any of them because they have very good vision. I can't really see if there's anything more. Let me see. Can I put the net across just to make the shrimp jump? Oh. Isn't that a beautiful shrimp? You guys will probably see it in the macro footage. Okay, right, what I'll do guys is, this tank is still filling up here. This one. Still filling up. I'll come back when it's ready for the shrimp to be drip acclimated into it, okay? Which will be, I don't know, like half an hour for me. Alright, one momento guys. Our water change is done. You can see I've added the drip acclimator here. It's into the bucket. And we have tons and tons of shrimp. I've actually been back in here and added shrimp from the tank for like probably the last hour. And guys, it's going to be one of those jobs where this tank here will have to come back for this probably for weeks, I think, because there's so many baby shrimp in there still. It's a good thing though. Lots of shrimp to play with. In here, guys, there's just how many shrimp there is. Loads and loads and loads. If I had to guess, there's probably 200-300 shrimp in this one. Right, so let's get a drip acclimator started here. And guys, there's absolutely no rush to get this filled and get these shrimp into the tank, right? So I don't care if it's like 2-3 hours, something like that. The longer you drip acclimate them, the higher the chance that the shrimp will survive, right? So just take your time, there is absolutely no rush at all. Let's get this started. Simple siphon, open it up full, suck. Until the water comes out, you see it? It's a little bit fast. We want 2-3 drips per second. Fast drip is good. With this amount of water, this type of drip is good. You can just see it there. Right, so I'll come back to this in, as I said, conservatively, probably 2 or 3 hours. I'm going to leave it that long. Once it's filled, we'll drain the water and then we'll film us putting all these shrimp back in the tank, because I think it's going to be quite spectacular. It's been at least 3 hours since we checked. The TDS is almost matching. It's like 10 parts per million difference. As you can probably just make it here, there's still shrimp in the tank. I mean, I've been at this for hours today, getting as much of these shrimp as possible, and you can still see there's still adults and stuff in there, but we'll get them the next time. Right, so the plan now, guys, is to put these shrimp into that tank up there, right? But to do that, we have to put them in a net because this bucket just won't fit up there, right? So we're going to have to try and put all the shrimp into this net here, and then the water that's in there we'll have to use to rinse the bucket out, because shrimp will definitely get stuck on the sides of this bucket, right? So hopefully it won't be too complicated, and let's just do it, I think. Alright, let me see. We obviously want you guys to be able to see something, right? So put that net there. There is a lot of shrimp in this tub. Lots and lots of shrimp, right? So we have to watch out for shrimp that will jump as well, because they will jump. They will jump. The wee stragglers will jump. There's a lot of them in here. There's a couple of hundred easily. Way more shrimp in here than I thought there was going to be. Just let it drip in. And don't worry about this, guys, as well. The shrimp are perfectly fine in there. You see how many's left? The shrimp are perfectly fine there. And this thing, you see them? There's loads. Until we put more water back into the bucket. We just have to keep on rinsing, repeating, doing this. Putting the water in against the sides so we don't hurt the shrimpies. And doing this again. Same thing again. In we go. Shrimp are all on one side of this bucket. You see them? And then we go again, right? And when I'm doing this, guys, I'm trying to put the shrimp against the side of the net, so I'm not actually hitting them directly. See how many still left in there? Rinse and repeat. Right, so guys, I'm going to quickly just lift this net up. Hopefully you can see just how many shrimps in here. There's hundreds and hundreds. They're all trying to move out the net. They're perfectly fine in this net, guys, until we move them. I'm going to pan the camera up and you will see them going into the tank, okay? One momento. Okay guys, it is the moment of truth that we've all been waiting for. My bazillion my bazillion shrimps. Right, so this is very awkward for me to do, right? So I have to try and get my net into the tank this way so I'm able to open it. Right, so we're going to have to we're going to have to hope this goes to plan. Yeah, this net is like bazillion times bigger than I need, right? So let's see what happens, guys. Is it the right way round for a start? Yes, it is. Let's see what happens. Look at them all go. Look at that, isn't that amazing? Hundreds and hundreds of orange-eyed blue tigers. Hundreds of them. That was a long process to do this, but I think it's been really, really worth it. Come on, there's still a lot on the net. They're all clinging. You see them? Oh my god. More shrimp, more. If I lift the net up a little bit, you can probably see them still clinging. A lot of the adults cling. Come on guys, get off the net. So what we'll do now, guys, is we will show you some macro footage of the shrimplets. I think that might be all of them. I just want to make sure there's no babies, because the babies do stick. You see there's one baby there? You will see some macro footage, and guys, for the secret code word of today, I want you guys to say in the chat, orange-eyed blue tiger, and that is it. Alright, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Happy shrimp keeping, guys. Enjoy the rest of the video.